Hello. Today we're going to be talking about Tribe Werewolf, the werewolf clan that got its start in Russia. The clan is primarily they sees themselves as the aristocracy of the Garu nation. They see themselves as the leaders, the ones chosen by Gaia to guide the rest of the Garu nation through whatever Gaia's command may be. And it is because this same mentality, they've also become enemies, so to speak, with the Shadow Lord tribe. However, the Silver Fang tribe has had a long history of leading the houses, leading the other nations. For they were the ones who started the Impergium. King Rest the Moon was the Silver Fang king at the time, and was the one who had contact with the guy, and as Silver Fang, they were the ones who began the Impergium. The Impergium of lessening the amount of humans. No one really knows when the Impergium really took place, but everyone does know it did happen, and it was brutal. All the tribes took part in the Impergium, some reluctantly, some with great fervor. The tribe that would be the children of Gaia tried to do as little as they could. They didn't want to massacre the humans and kill them. They'd only take the very old, the very sick, the ones who really couldn't do much. Whereas tribes like the Red Talons would take any human they saw as a threat. They would kill anyone that got in their path. As the Impergium went on, some members began to question why. Why are we doing this? So Ragavash would, come and say, why are we killing all these humans? And this began to get everyone thinking, after so long, after so much killing of humans, why continue? Wouldn't Gaia's edict already been completed? Didn't she want all the humans killed, she only wanted some. So what happened was there was a council convened of the Great Falcon Spirit and Helios, and they convened and discussed what to do. How to deal with this Impergium, this genocide that was supposedly ordered by Gaia. After much deliberation, the Impergium was called off, and it was called the Concord. Everyone was to cease the Impergium. Some were happy, such as the Children of Gaia, who never really wanted to take part in it to begin with. But then there was also the Red Talons, who thought that there was still more to be done, more humans to be taken out of the mix, so that more of Gaia would be preserved. But, reluctantly, all the tribes did agree to the Concord. And this lasted for a very long time. Humans began to rapidly re-expand, bringing the Weaver wherever they went. It was during this time, however, when the Bering Strait Bridge was still open, that the three pure tribes, the Uktana, the Wendigo, and the Croatan, migrated over the bridge. It's also said, however, that before they left, the Wendigo and the Silver Fang, there was a couple of breeding, and they made a sub-tribe, but they've gone missing. No one knows where they are. Some say they're gone. However, they always seem to appear when they're most needed at the last second. But from then on, the peace lasted for a bit. But then the War of Rage broke out. Some say the War of Rage was caused solely by the Silver Fang's lust for power, the lust for blood and control of more territory. This wouldn't be accurate. The War of Rage was started, but the Silver Fang would say that the War of Rage was more started by some of the other changing breeds, encroaching on Garou territory, there were tribes like the Red Talons who thought that we should fight them, that we shouldn't let them walk into our territory and take over. The Shadow Lords had already had experience with some of the other changing breeds in South America. What began to ensue, however, was the War of Rage, where atrocities were committed on both sides. The Garou on one, all the other changing breeds on the other, the Newish, the Ananasi, the Werebears, everyone. Now, in modern night, everyone would have you believe that the Silver Fang started this war, that they were the worst, that they were the ones who, committed all of these atrocities. However, that is not true. The Shadow Lords committed their fair share, given the Silver Fang did fight with great fervor, for they believed they were doing what was right. They are not without blame, but no one involved in that war was. But after the War of Rage, there was a lot of blame placed on the Silver Fang, made worse by the fact of the manifestation of the Harano, the madness and dementia that has begun to overtake all Silver Fang. This madness, as some believe, was a curse by Gaia, whereas others believe that it is the cause of the intermingling of bloodlines within the Silver Fang upon their insistence that they keep the bloodline in the tribe. However, this has been the case, and however, there was also a breaking in the tribe, not necessarily a complete, forming of new tribes. However, houses began to form, camps and lodges. Camps are, however, supposedly not supposed to exist, but they still do. And there are the lodges, the Lodge of the Sun and the Lodge of the Moon. The Lodge of the Sun are warriors. They are combatants. They are the ones closest to Helios. They believe that the proper way is through military might, physical prowess. The Lodge of the Moon, closest to Luna, they believe they are a more philosophical lodge. They think, mystics. And that's how it's been. Those are regularly accepted, and in most cairns, there are specific buildings for each. Then there are the camps. The camps are more mindsets that each, think of them like political parties. There's the renewals. The renewalist camp is a camp that believes that the only way they support the current king, King Albrecht, and they believe the only way for the Silver Fang to survive and to last is for a spiritual reinvigoration. They want some sort of rebirth of their spirits, the rituals. They expect Gaia to somehow awaken them. And then there's the Royalists. The Royalists are ones who hold fast to the old traditions. They see themselves as monarchs, and they would like to see, or royalty, I should say, and they would like to see the old nobility and monarchy of the Silver Fang tribe to return, to give them more power as such. And there's also the Ivory Priesthood. They are a priesthood of mystics who have actually access to the Dark Umbra. They also are ones who are in some ways feared by other members of their tribe for their fascination with death, for the tales that also revolve around them. They're a terrifying bunch, but a deadly weapon in their for the Silver Fang tribe. The Silver Fang tribe also is broken up into 13 houses. There was 13 houses to begin with. Now only 7 remain. The houses all possessed are primary in different areas of the world, such as Northern Europe has the Gleaming Eye. There's the Wormfoe in America Northwest, and the Crescent Moon in Russia, behind the Black Curtain? Behind... where is it? Shadow Curtain. It's close. But, so, these houses, however, have all begun to mistrust each other. They don't always see eye to eye on every matter, such as with the case of Wormfoe and Crescent Moon. These two houses on 2 different continents see each other as enemies in a way. They're allied from the same tribe, however, they don't trust each other. They believe that the other one corrupted by the worm, as many houses have fallen. Because of the Harano, they have become far more susceptible to the worm's corruption. And so infighting has begun to be seen. People are scared that that Silver Fang will break out in civil war. And some in the tribe are of the same mind. However, the current king, King Albrecht, is trying very hard to keep that from happening, as well as to also unify all of the Garo nation. King Albrecht was a king who was originally exiled. He was exiled from his tribe and wandered about as a tribeless one. He stayed with children of Gaia, the Bone Gnars, Glasswalkers, all of them, and slowly began to see things how they saw them, and began to piece together what these tribes would look for. And he began to mentally put together how he was going to rule if he was ever able to take the throne. Well, that did happen when the current king began to weaken. He stepped in. All those who opposed him were quickly put down or were convinced otherwise to support him. And from there, he has worked tirelessly to try and unify his own tribe and to unify the Garo nation in these final days before the apocalypse. Thank you for watching. Until next time, have a good one.